The New Balance Rainier is getting retroed, Teddy Season 1 comes to a close, and the 9060 and 1906R are getting a plethora of GR colorways. Welcome to this month's episode of New Balance Monthly Highlights. As usual, I'll be going over all of the New Balances that were released in the month of August and end off the video with all of the New Balances that were revealed or leaked in the month of August. That will be coming out in a later date. Before I get into the main part of the video, there are two things I want to address that came out during August that I actually already addressed in previous videos. The first one being the elephant in the room, in that the Teddy 16 was just the beginning and that we're gonna get at least 2 more seasons of Teddy Santis Made in USA colorways on various Made in USA silhouettes. I already did a video talking about this topic, so I'll link it in a pop-up in case you missed it. And the second item being the Beams Paperboy Paris collab on the 1500 and the 920. I already covered this collab in a previous monthly highlight video because it already officially released, albeit in extremely limited quantities. They released in a way bigger batch this month, and a lot of people who really wanted the collab were able to get it, which was great. With those two out of the way, I'll begin with all of the awesome GRs that were released during the month of August. During the month of August, there were 4 different Teddy 16 colorways that were released. The first being this very loud orange colorway. This is definitely going to be a favorite of mine from Teddy Season 1. Orange is one of my favorite colors, and I love that a very bright orange colorway is on my favorite 990 model in terms of looks. I think it looks really dope. I also managed to cop the other 3 colorways. In fact, all 4 of these colorways weren't really hard to get at all, and I think you can still get them right now if you want. And the other 3 colorways are the Navy and Night Tide 990 V3 and V2, and the red, white, and blue 990 V2 colorway. I'll flash pictures up right here. The Navy colorway is very nice, and it reminds me of some older Kith collabs, but this being a Teddy GR instead. And I really love the red, white, and blue V2 as well. It's a pretty low-key colorway with some pops of red and blue that really brings the shoe together. Overall, 4 really solid colorways from the Teddy 16 during August. Next up, we have 2 main UK GRs, one being a navy and violet 1500 and a matcha green 991. Both of these colorways are really solid. They look great on both of their respective silhouettes. The navy and violet 1500 is definitely a louder shoe, which is pretty interesting, especially being on the 1500. You usually get a lot of low-key colorways on the 1500, and the matcha green 991 looks very fire. I love that shade of green. I think it looks great on the 911, and overall 2 really solid GRs for the main UK models. And next up, we have the 574 in the Conversations Amongst Us colorway. This low-key 574 is part of the Conversations Amongst Us pack spearheaded by Joe Freshgoods. This colorway specifically is very similar to the 550 2002R and Kawhi Signature Model 2 in that it's kind of a white color with some hints of yellowing. They all have this same similar colorway. I personally didn't really care for this colorway. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's very simple. 574 is a solid silhouette, but I mean, it's just another plain 574, so I didn't really care too much for it. But if you did want it, it was pretty widely available, and I think it's still available on newbalance.com. And next up, we have 2 2002R colorways. Both of these, what I like to call, are the regular versions of the Refined Future Pack colorways. One of them is the JP colorway, and the other one is the Navy colorway. As you can see, they look very similar to the Refined Future Pack colorways, except they're not Refined Future colorways. They're just regular 2002Rs without the jagged suede. That's the signature of the Refined Future Pack. I think these 2 colorways are really dope. I mean, they were solid on the Refined Future Pack, and they're also really solid in the regular 2002R model. And I'm not too sure if they were that widely available, but it's nice to have another option to those very popular Refined Future Pack colorways. And now I'm gonna do a little lightning round of a bunch of GR colorways that I don't have too much to say about that were released during the month of August. We got various 9060 GRs that were pretty simple and clean. I didn't really care too much about them. And the recently released 1906R got a plethora of GRs that were both released and revealed. They're gonna come out as the year goes on. A lot of them look pretty solid. I definitely want to check out the silhouette and see how it compares to the 2002R, and there are definitely a lot of solid GR choices. And now I'm gonna go over all of the collaborations that were released during the month of August. First up, we have the June Sanders designed DTLR 990V3 Wild Style collaboration. Unfortunately, this colorway, as wild as it is only a kid's colorway. It did not come in adult sizes. This 990V3 being a kid's silhouette means that unfortunately it is not made in the USA, but if you can manage to fit in these or have kids of your own, this is a very wild and fun colorway for them. So I think June Sanders did an excellent job on this collab. I just wish it came in adult sizes because you guys know me, I love my loud colorways, and it would have been really fun to wear this and review it. And next up, after a few delays, the This Is Never That 1906R and 2002R collab pack finally released in two very simple and low-key colorways. I think they're pretty solid, but I didn't really care too much for them, but it seems like they were pretty popular and they sold out everywhere. Next up, we have another Stone Island RC Elite V2 colorway, this time being the Japan colorway. I think this is the best new Stone Island collab colorway. I think the JP colors looked really solid on the Stone Island RC Elite, and it seems like it didn't sell out that fast, so if you really wanted it, you were able to get it, although the RC Elite is a pretty pricey silhouette, coming in over $200. And lastly, for the collabs that released during the month of August, we have the YCMC 990V3 collaboration. This collab is a very simple and clean 990V3 colorway. It is mostly white suede with some gray accents. It's very similar to the Sea Salt Teddy Santis V3 colorway, except instead of leather, it's suede. I thought it was pretty solid. It came with various lace options, but because I already have the Sea Salt V3, I really didn't need this colorway. And now I'm gonna go over all of the reveals and leaks for New Balance during the month of August. For the GRs that were released during the month of August, first we have the retro of the 529. The 529 is an early 2000s silhouette. It reminds me a lot of the 725 that also recently retroed last year. It's a pretty solid retro runner. It's like one of those retro dad runner type silhouettes. I think it looks pretty solid. The first two colorways that were leaked / revealed was this like tan colorway, and then the JP colors on it also look really solid. I think it would look nicer with louder colors or louder colored accents on it. I think that would really bring the shoe together, but as of right now, we only know that they're gonna come out during the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023. And next up, we have the ever so popular 9060 in the classic gray color. It first released with the Joe Freshgoods collab, and then it got a few neutral tone colorways, and finally they're bringing the classic gray colorway on the 9060. This classic gray color is the same that's featured on the 990 models and all of the 99X series models, so I think people are really excited for the signature New Balance gray on the very popular 9060. And next up, we have two new Refined Future colorways in a pink and purple colorway. The Refined Future pack is as popular as ever, with the exception of that distressed colorway. I think both of these colorways are really solid. The pink is very loud, but the purple is a bit more low-key. I feel like the purple one is going to be the more popular of the two since it isn't as loud, but in the end, they're both really solid additions to the very popular Refined Future pack. And next up, we have a clean and low-key colorway for an underappreciated silhouette in the 1600 beige. The 1600 hasn't really gotten a lot of love over the past few years, so it's nice to see them bringing it back with a very solid and versatile colorway with this beige colorway. We don't know too much about the release info, but it's gonna come soon, and hopefully the 1600 gets more love from New Balance. And the next notable GR reveal from the month of August is that the 1906R is going to get its own Refined Future pack. Exactly the same way as the 2002R got its Refined Future pack, the 1906R is going to feature jagged patches of suede on the refined future pack colorways that it's going to receive. So far, only a few neutral colorways have been revealed, but I hope it's going to get some more interesting colorways as time goes on, like the 2002 R pack did. And lastly, we have the final shoe from Teddy Season 1 in the green and purple 990 V3. I think this is a very solid, louder colorway from the Teddy 16. It's probably going to release mid to late September. I personally really like the pop of purple on this shoe. I think it's a nice contrast to the more lower key green suede that's mostly prominent on it. It's another fun, louder colorway, just like the amethyst and orange color. So it's going to be a very solid shoe to round off Season 1. And now I'm going to end off the video with all of the collaborations that were revealed during the month of August. The most exciting news for me personally is that ALD is going to be collaborating on the New Balance Rainier, which means that the New Balance Rainier silhouette is going to get a retro. This is an older silhouette that is kind of like a hiking boot type silhouette. It's mostly made out of leather. If you go on eBay, you can probably find a few vintage pairs that are actually made in the USA. I'm not too sure if the ALD collab is going to be made in USA or not, but I'm excited for the silhouette to be retroing nonetheless. I think ALD and Teddy will do their magic, and it's going to be a very solid collab for fall and winter. It's always exciting when ALD brings out older silhouettes from the vault. Speaking of ALD, we have a couple new 650R ALD colorways. This time the 650R is mostly made out of a single color of suede. We have a few colors that were revealed right here. They're definitely different, but I personally don't care too much for them. And next up, Chinese streetwear label A&B collaborates with New Balance on the ever so popular 550 model. There are two shoes from this collaboration. It seems like there are two shoes in this collaboration, one of them being a mostly blue suede upper, the other one being a mostly cream slash off-white leather upper with some colored accents. It seems like a pretty solid and high quality collab, and I personally have never heard of A&B, but I think this is a rock solid start to a New Balance collaboration. And lastly, we have an interesting collaboration between Dea Brewing Company and the New Balance 730. This 730 collaboration will supposedly be comprised of scrap pieces of suede that would have otherwise been thrown away, so I think that is really cool, and it will be also interesting to see if each of these pairs are unique, similar to the Made Responsibly 998 colorways, but only time will tell. And so far we only have a little doodle of the 730 on a cartoon character, so we'll have to see once they release in September. So that's another month of New Balance wrapped up. So what were your guys' favorite releases or reveals during the month of August? I personally am really looking forward to the retro of the Rainier and the final colorway of the Teddy Season 1. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on my socials. Thank you to all my Patreon backers. Check out the Intelligence site for more New Balance content and guides, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.